So people, there is a new swing on tour. Golf has changed and it's official. There's an easier way to swing. Now, what was once deemed as incorrect is now the way to play. A lot of people think they know the golf swing, but they actually don't. I'm going to take you through that in this video. Have a look at these positions here. We're going to have a look at Jon Rahm. We're going to have a look at Brooks Koepka, Fred Couples, some amateur players, some interesting drills too, and these key points that where these great players and ball strikers are. Drawing a line down from Jon Rahm towards where the ball was. And we've got an iron shot here. Have a look at this. That's 67 degrees of tilt. Have a look how high his lead shoulder is. Have a look at Victor Hovland here hitting a driver, drawing it down, pointing towards where the tee is, 60 degrees. Now these guys are hitting it an absolute mile, and they're putting their whole bodies into the swing. But what's fooling people, everyone believing that their backs are going to be ruined, what's really, really interesting is when you look at the amount of rotation through the golf ball, that the back is actually straight. Now, they're not all going to end up in wheelchairs. No one's spoken about Jon Rahm hurting his back. Why is that? Okay, so have a look at this position here. Have a look how straight the back is. And these days, when we look at evidence-based instruction or material, what we do see is that the upper torso turns much more than it used to. That helps the back to remain straight. It's the combination of tilt and turn that needs to be appropriate. Even looking at Fred Couples, the oldest player ever to make the cut at the US Masters just last week. Having a look at this position here, moving down at 60 degrees. Now this is the reason why we developed the swing style deep to shallow on world-class golf instruction, is to help people understand that there really is an easier way to play. We're not all going to swing like Brooks Koepka. I understand that, but we can get better, we can improve, and we can get our bodies into more dynamic positions. These are just simple averages of movement. We're seeing so many of these players move through these positions, and no, they're not all injured. Okay, so we're going to have a look here at some great drills and exercises coming up and see what really is happening in the golf swing and what really is an easier way to play. So guys, have a look at this. Tell me what you think in the comments below. This is interesting. Which swing do you think here has more strain or pressure on the back? Because there was people writing in Facebook the other day saying, oh, the young golfers should swing more like Jon Rahm because so they don't hurt their backs. And I'm like, well, I don't know about you, but sort of John's looks pretty extreme to me. So when we draw a line down, let's have a look at this. The PGA average here is halfway through. He's about 55, and he's got 67. Will Zalatoris, who did hurt his back in the Masters, unfortunately, we draw a line down here, we got like 53, so he's actually underneath the average of tilt. So, when you're going through his swing, it doesn't look too extreme to me, but, I mean, people hurt their backs, right? They get groceries out of the car, they're getting out of bed, people hurt their backs, but especially golf pros, right? Because they're like, they're chipping and putting all day, they're hitting around 115, 120 miles per hour. And so it's going to happen. Pros, look, they don't have the best backs, as they get older. And but no one's sort of saying anything about Jon Rahm's back. But anyway, looking at these positions here, when you get through, where are you in regards to how much bend you have halfway through? Because you can hit it more from the inside. You can hit it harder. It opens up. It's the motor of the golf swing. It's really, really important. And what we're seeing a lot of the time, fortunately, with the amateurs, is they're just like nowhere near the position. And I'm getting seniors to turn to around 50, 55 degrees, and they're hitting it heaps better. And so moving through the ball like this, it's huge also for your early extension. I want you to do something. Just hang in there for a second, right? If you get up off the couch or jump off the chair and you move through the golf ball and you steepen your shoulders, have a look at this. We got around 30, just miles away, 33 degrees. And you really steepen your shoulders through the ball. Your legs, they want to straighten. They want to stay back. So a lot of people with early extension are having, massive issues. Now, what we're going to do is go through some really cool drills coming up. Now, you should be filming your swing. Who's not filming their swing with the mobile phones, right? You really should be filming your swing. Send your swing through to me. What do you got to lose? We get a swing analyst for you, same as this with a voiceover. Now, guys, later in the video, we're going to have a look at some, amazing positions here coming down and look at the similarities of these great ball strikers. The closer you get, the better you hit. Now, let's have a look at some drills. And stay in the video. You're going to enjoy it. I'm going to get through some really great information and get on the path to hit the ball much better. So people, getting the right side of this face to stay down through the shot as the head and the chest and the torso clear and open. This is such a great move, and we just got to understand that this is really
a move that so many great players have used over the years. It really helps us open up our torso. It's not looked at enough when we're looking at opening up the upper body. Okay, but you can open it up correctly. If you're getting the correct tilts through the golf ball, it's such a great way to free up, pick up your speed, but free up your swing. And if we're turning and we're not getting this neck tilt, and we're not getting this right side to stay down, it's really affecting us. When we get into impact, if you can still touch, if you're getting into impact and you've got yourself really turned and opened up, and if you can still touch the bottom side of your knee with your right hand, you've got sufficient side bend. You know, a lot of videos out there telling people to get the right shoulder to the golf ball, but for most people that do that, they're pulling the ball a lot to the left. The right shoulder won't get to the golf ball, that's way too far forwards. But what we're looking at doing is getting your nose or your left eye over the golf ball at impact. And when we can touch that right knee, you've really got some great feels and some sensations to practice with and move through the golf ball. You have to stay flexible. You should be really working on, we show a lot of people on World Class Golf instructions, some fitness in there, some great stretches and drills to really help people stay mobile and using our bodies much more effectively.
So people, right, for a lot of the club players out there, you know, looking at when we're getting this left side to really extend this left shoulder to lift up, the right side to shorten. We're seeing a lot of the club players just leave the club slightly open, just push the ball slightly to the right and just hanging that face just a little bit open. For a lot of the advanced players, they'll tend to hit the ball immediately better by clearing and having this left side high. But if you are a person that gets out there and you do slightly push the ball, you notice that you are pushing it. We just need a touch more left hand forearm rotation here just to balance it out. It's not much, but just by moving through the ball, you're just going to get a feeling of your lead thumb just pointing more towards the target. And for a lot of you out there, if you're getting that toe of that club up towards 12 o'clock here through the ball, you know, that's going to be a good place to be. The drive will tend to rotate a little bit more. Some of the shorter irons, a little bit less. You can experiment around with that, but I just want you to notice that when you're moving through, you might need to feel like you just let that club head release a little bit more in combination with this lead side extension for those of you just hanging out, leaving that ball out to the right. Now guys, I love this drill. And there's different ways to look at it, but I want to show you this one here because it sets off a range of sensations. You can actually, you know, hit some shots off a tee, grab like an 8-iron, 9-iron wedge, and just listen to your body, right? Just feel what it does. It's your swing. You know, I'm just showing you different information here just to get you guys on a better path here. But what we do with this one is we lift up the left hand and get it about a yard outside the ball, pointed down, and just by moving through the golf ball here, and you can tee a few shots up, you can hit some shots. You'll be surprised when you swing through. You'll be surprised how high this left shoulder feels and that right leg that's staying in. And it really, I think this is what I think about some of the sensations. Then you can get in there and gather your own feels. I feel that, or you can film it and you can see that it looks better and then start hitting some shots. And you might actually develop a swing thought or feel for the golf course, because one of my favorite thoughts through the golf ball for myself is having the chest slightly up and rotated and sometimes feeling like there's water dripping out of my right ear. Someone actually mentioned that a few months ago on YouTube, and I don't know who it was, but it's actually a swing thought I'm sort of using more on the golf course. So guys, right, got a great test here. Let's see how flexible you are. It's also a drill to set off create some wonderful sensations through the golf ball. Get a golf club, whatever club it is, get the full grip just on the outside of this trail shoulder, right, for the right hand of the right shoulder. Pop on a cap, get your cap against the wall. Set yourself up in a realistic position, around about, ready to hit a golf ball. And then when you move through, right, you're going to get this grip not to touch the wall. If you don't touch the wall, you're doing really well. The more that you rotate, the more you'll find that it takes the strain off your back. Left side's extended, got my torso there, rotated, caps remaining on the wall, and then through. If you're not flexible enough to get through, the lower that you touch the wall, the better it is. The higher that you touch, the worse it is. And this move here, this right shoulder coming up high and this left side low, this is what's causing a lot of people to really early extend, and they don't know that. They don't know they're doing it. They're trying to stop the early extension, but it's a chain reaction from flat shoulders. A lot of the time, you get your shoulders to work
more effectively, it keeps your legs back. Guys, this drill sets off a range of different sensations, and you can also do tests with it in time and see if you're working on your fitness. We've got a fitness stretching program there on World Class Golf Instruction that you can actually improve your tilts and improve your turns moving through the golf ball.
So guys, right, here's the secret to your downswing, the slot position. And how many times do we see this position with the bowed lead wrist and the club coming in slightly behind the hands, the heads moved down a few inches so that they can hang on to their ankles and get steep shoulder planes coming through the golf ball. And look, yeah, they're all doing it, aren't they? The closer you get to this position, the better you're going to hit it. Now, unfortunately, the amateur players are nowhere near this position. So if we can get really in there, have a look at Brooks Koepka. Look at that for a position. How strong is this guy? We even see other swings like Justin Thomas in a very neutral position, bowing this lead wrist down. Now, this isn't for everybody, all right? It's not like we can all get in there and make this type of swing where we have this luxury to really steepen the shaft onto plane. Now, how's this? I mean, all the videos out there about how to shadow the shaft, and Rahm can actually steepen his onto plane. And we know that bowing the wrist brings it down into a perfect position. How good is that for an entry into the golf ball? Now, looking at Fred Couples, well, we've got a bit of a stronger grip here, and close to a 4-knuckle grip, 3 to 4 knuckle grip. And this is another way to do it as well, bringing that club in behind the hands. And this is easier for a lot of people. So we get that club head really on the exact side. Have a look at this. We just draw a line up. You can do this with your mobile phones. And we get on this side at 12 o'clock. Now, where are the amateurs? Now, this is really, really interesting. So when we have a look at the amateur golfers, unfortunately, they're bringing the club in really, really open. And from here, they have to twist and spin level. You see those shoulders. They don't know they're doing it. And we're seeing it happen with just so many amateur players bringing this club into an open position. And that's why we developed deep to shallow swing style on World Class Golf Instruction. And I have to say that the feedback has just been unbelievable. And through the swing analyst training that we're using in the deep to shallow swing style, we've really been able to help so many people improve their golf. And this style of swing is more effective, it's more compact, we're getting better wrist alignments, and we're helping people to bring this club down and slot this position much, much easier. Guys, reach out to us on worldclassgolf.com. And the swing analyst, you've got 1,300 videos, you've got 80 separate series, you've got a whole library of information, and we're directing people through the platform with swing analyst training. And your swing analyst videos go between 15 to 30 minutes. It's the same as the YouTube video with my voiceover. You can have WhatsApp personal contact with me. Guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.